You can do it as soon as you enter the crease. You don't need to finish your armband or anything like that.
And one point is the deliberate delaying tactics. The third warning has a 5 runs penalty.
Correct.
What about the fourth and
Five from there on. Third and more. Third and more 5. I mean, if you did it for the third and you are doing it for the fourth, there is a problem again.
All these things happen.
But not the fourth time though. If you get 5 penalty, you will see the captain behaving totally different.
It has happened to the entire innings.
Go to the next one. We can skip on the red box. Go ahead. Go ahead on the dismissals too. Okay, so I want to specify on some of these guys on the top 3 real quick. There is always a precedence for dismissals too. Okay? What takes precedence? Bowled, caught, and any other. So bowled is always the top priority dismissals. And then the caught is the second priority. I'm going to give you one scenario real quick. The first scenario, bowler bowls a fair delivery. Batsman plays it. Ball hits the edge of the bat. It's a clear edge. And then ball hits the stumps. Before the bails fall down, keeper takes a catch. The bail took a minute or 30 seconds to fall down. Okay, there is an appeal you gave the batsman out. But how is he out? Is he out caught? He's out bowled. So ball takes precedence. So the second situation, the bowler bowls the ball, then the batsman plays a shot directly to your hands. Okay, so you are very close to the stumps. You missed the catch. The ball bounced on your hand, hit the stumps on the striker side, and the striker is actually he's outside the crease. And ball bounced again, right? So you hit the stumps, and next time you got it. What is the non-striker out or striker out? Caught takes the precedence. So bowled is first precedence, caught is second precedence. Everything else is the events or the order of the things that happen. If run out happens, everything else is order, but bowled and caught are precedence.
So hitting the stump would not count bounce.
Yeah, because caught is the precedence.
Hitting the stump is not considered bounce.
No. It doesn't. The ball can bounce off the stumps too.
Yeah, so it is not considered.
Not considered as bounce on the ground. Correct. And then obstruction on the field, we already discussed. We have seen several obstructions. The one important obstruction I want to tell you is if you purposefully change the direction. When you are running and you are supposed to run this, but you saw the ball coming, you want to block and you change the direction, that's out. If the ball if you change the direction for some reason, it doesn't matter if the ball has to go to the stumps, it doesn't matter if the ball has to hit. As long as the umpires feel you make an invalid direction change, you can appeal. And also there is obstruction by word, of not just by action. There is obstruction by word. Can somebody give me an example of obstruction by word? So I'll give you a couple of examples here real quick. Pay attention to this scenario. So the bowler bowled a ball, okay? Batsman played a shot. The ball went high in the air, okay? 2 fielders are coming close to catch. Suddenly the non-striker wants to be smart and he says, mine, drop it. Or mine, I'll take it. Our intention as a fielder is, oh, somebody is coming, he's going to catch. So you are thinking the same, the fielder is thinking the same, ball lands in between. That's an obstruction by word. Okay? So what happens in this situation? The ball is in the air, the striker was supposed to be out if the obstruction was not made. So what happens here? Who is out, if any?
The obstructor.
So this is one scenario where even though the non-striker was the guy who is at fault, the striker is the one who gets penalized. The striker is out. Okay? Remember, everything else non-striker can get out. Okay? So pay attention to the guy. These scenarios are very important. It's still considered obstruction because the words are using when you use that as an obstruction.
We can score freely. Not scoring in the crease.
So here is again another example. Sometimes keepers who are always smart. What they do is they want to trick the batsman to get into a run out, right? So as soon as the ball goes, these guys are running. He says 2. You know, because if you as an NU feel that's a distraction, that's obstruction too. 5 run, 1 warning, 5 run penalty for the second time. So make sure the game has to be done in fairness. We don't want these tricky, sneaky things happening. Okay? So go to the next slide. Yes.
Yes.
What about
You go ahead.
regarding the obstructing the field?
Uh-huh.
Should someone appeal for obstructing?
Yes.
the
Every decision needs an appeal.
Okay.
An appeal has to be answered and every decision needs an appeal.
What about fake throws and keeper doing fake?
So keeper has not
attempt.
So fake fielding is 5 run penalty. Not sure if we included it. So for the purposes of MCT, we are not considering it. It's very hard to judge. So typically ICC penalizes.
No, actually, I did it last game, and I was been given warning, and then I learned that because I never knew that.
Yeah,
So what happened?
we didn't implement it in MCT unless something that we can discuss
So
again.
what I did, I tried to attempt to take the ball and just did a fake throw.
That's what I'm saying. Especially when you being one guy trying to cover everything, it's going to be very hard for him to judge if you are trying to fake it or if you're looking at the ball. So it's going to be very hard. Probably we'll look at it in the future, but for now we are not including it.
Okay, and what if batsman hitting the ball in air and when the bowler is going to take catch and he's running very close to the bowler who is taking catch and making noise?
Again, that's a news discretion. If he feels there is an obstruction happens there, either by action or by word,
Okay.
and you can call it. That's a news discretion. But by running, again, the pitch is primarily batsman's area. They can run anywhere in between, whatever. The bowlers are the ones trying to, or the fielders should be trying to stay away. But if the ball is really on the pitch, everybody is trying to converge. There's nothing you could do. So whatever lines they stay, unless there's a collision that we discussed about, if there is an obstruction you clearly heard, yeah, you have to act on the obstruction. Alright, keep on. Next slide. So these are some of the examples of illegal fielding. Don't catch by a cap. Don't put it in a sweater. And don't collect the ball in front of the stumps as a keeper. Watch it. Don't collect it. Okay? Next one. So there were some questions about runouts. Who got run out when both batsmen are the same man? Typically we have.
What if somebody is collecting the ball before they stand?
What do you mean?
Like you just showed like the other video before the video, yeah, collecting the balls right.
Like right here?
The last one.
It's a no ball. It's a no ball. Yeah, sorry.
This can be actually checked by the
Umpire,
umpire.
yes.
So, but
It's going to be very hard again.
so it's the end user.
And use decision. He can overrule if he didn't feel it. So I was asked a question about runners. If you are doing running and then both of you guys are at one end, how do you decide who is out? Always the guy who is closest is the guy who is going to get out. That's first principle. So here we have a situation where striker is here, non-striker is here, and the ball is hit here. The run-out happens here. Typically, this is striker's end, this is non-striker's end. Who is away? Non-striker. Striker end, he stayed at his end, he didn't move. Non-striker is the one who guy came from here, he left his end. So striker is out here. In this situation here, so the run-out happened at this end. Striker or non-striker probably took one run, and the second run, striker is coming back. Non-striker noticed the ball is coming and both of them tried to go into one end. Non-striker is coming in front, so he's close to the stumps. That guy is out. Okay? Then, here is another instance. Both of these guys are at one end, and both are inside the end, and run out happened at that end. Is anybody out?
No.
Yeah, because both of them are home. This is not their end. You have to make a run out, you have to make it on the other side. Always, wherever it is close, like striker right now is closer to here. So let's just say something happened and these two guys came into half of the ground, like literally half of the pitch. And run out happened at either end. Who is out? So whichever end that run out was made, and whoever player owns that end is out. So let's say if both of us are standing here and I am a striker and my end was broken, I am out. So that's what happens when you are in between. Right, go to the next one. So this is one of the match cards I actually shared around. You've probably seen it. Go to this. Okay. These are some scenarios that we probably covered. There was a question about the gloves, we covered it. striker. Yeah, this is another interesting question. I am a striker. That's a fair delivery. I played a shot. The ball is right here, and I started to go for a run. Then I realized the fielder is coming in. I can get run out. So quickly I turned, and my bat hit the ball, and ball came and hit the stumps. Remember, there is no contact with any fielder. Are you out?
Still bold.
I am not seeing a confident answer. Yes or no?
Bold.
This is what we were saying. Confidence is the key. Yes or no?
Yes. Bold.
It's still bold. It's no different to when you played a ball and inside edge the ball and it went and hit the stumps. It's no difference. There is no contact from the fielder. The ball is still in play. You are the only one who made a contact and you hit it back to the stumps. You are out. That's out bold. Okay. So this is what we were discussing about players calling 2 runs, 3 runs. We discussed that. And we already talked about the glove. So this question was asked by somebody, Harsha, right? About the 7th ball of the over. So let's say umpire miscount and it's a 7th ball and it's a no ball. Okay? Technically no ball should be followed by a free. Then you realize from scoring team telling you or somebody telling you, saying, hey, you already got an extra ball. What do you do?
It's the end of the over.
It's still considered a ball. It's a no ball, and then you have to call a no ball, and then there's a.
No,
So you
the
made a mistake, you realized your mistake, you gotta make one more mistake. We
no,
haven't discussed it, right? Don't make a mistake and correct another mistake. So in this situation, even though you made a mistake, you realized it, you called a no ball, and then you call.
What if it's not a no ball, right? If it is a legal delivery, and then
The ball still stands. Whatever runs scored is still stands. So umpire miscounting stands, but the situation in particular needs another ball to be balled. That does not mean you let the ball or have another bowler who is coming and say, hey, that guy balled a no ball, you should ball a free hit ball. No. End of the over, done. That's a mistake. One counts. Yes. Let's just say example is there. Regular baseline, the bat is not out. It's out. Ball is balled, they should have to game.
Then we will should be consistent, right? Should be consistent. We just have to say.
So seventh ball is legal delivery, and you got out. It's out. Still it's out. The still stands. You cannot change what happened. Yes, but for no ball, you cannot apply the additional rule of having a free hit. That's another mistake you're making. Alright guys, pay attention. Almost there.
If the 7th ball is legal,
Yes, it stands. It's still 6 balls for the next over. The over did, so we are not adjusting something because you made a mistake.
Okay.
The mistake stands, 7 balls, that over is having 7 balls. Even if, let's say, I'll give an example too. Let's say this guy bowled his quota of 4 overs. The scorer miscalculated the name or miswritten the name. Okay, we have similar names. So somebody was thinking and we made a mistake. Then this guy bowls, let's say 5.2. Then you realize, hey, this guy is bowling 5th over. Okay, you can stop the game there. Those 2 balls are still valid, but ideally you still have to have 4 balls bowled for the over to be completed. So some other bowler has to come and finish those 4 balls. But that does not apply for a free hit, saying that previous ball was a no ball, over is complete, let me ball a free hit ball. No. Okay? Alright. We already discussed pretty much all these scenarios, right? No ball takes precedence, deliberation by word. Yep. So we already covered all these scenarios. Okay, yeah. So this one I probably didn't cover. Okay,
the first point.
Yeah, we already discussed it, right? Even if the fielding infringement, there are 3 fielders inside the circle are supposed to be 4, you call a no ball. You have to let the teams adjust it so that it won't be a no ball deadlock. You keep calling no balls, keep calling things, it's not going to happen. Okay? So don't be that lucky. So the last one, ball hitting the helmet worn by a fielder. So for examples of the situation, your wicketkeeper is wearing a helmet. or your first slip, or somebody, let's say your silly point is wearing a helmet. Batsman played a shot, the ball hits the helmet, blown by a fielder, and it goes into the air. What happens? It gets out. Out.
It was not
They have changed it. The previous conditions were as soon as the ball hit the helmet, it was not out, it's a dead. But now they changed it. In respect to, as long as the helmet is not on the ground. Here, the helmet is considered as a part of protection for the batsman. So they changed it. Even if it's a wicket keeper, let's say the same thing. Bowler balls a ball, batsman tries to go front foot and play a shot. The keeper couldn't see the ball. So he put his head down or something, the ball hits the helmet and goes and hits the stumps. With the batsman being outside the crease, he is still stumped out because the ball is still in play. If it's the pads and hits the stumps, it's still stumped out. The same thing applies to the helmet as long as the helmet is worn.
That made me think of a scenario. Let's say if the batsman plays the shot, silly point, gets hit in the helmet with the ball, but the keeper is closer to the ball, and while he's going for the catch, the keeper knocks down the striker's stumps by mistake with his leg. Is that a dead ball then?
No.
Or is that illegal?
Are you saying that all the stumps are completely grounded?
Yes.
The ball is still active, it won't become automatically dead. By the time the silly point fielder can go back and put the stumps again in position and can run out. As long as the ball is still in play, we can rearrange the stumps, no problem. Any other questions?
So, if a batsman's helmet fell off and hit the stump.
If it's an accident, yes, go ahead. So there are two situations in your situation. I don't know if you guys remember, Kevin Peterson had this problem. When there was a bouncer, Kevin tried to play the ball and he hit the helmet and fall off the stumps. It's out because that action happened when the ball is in play. Typically he's accepting the ball, right? But let's say if you want a helmet and suddenly, accidentally dropped it. Let's say your keeper is having a helmet and he didn't notice it and he put it head down and helmet fall down. Accidental is different. Deliberate is different. But when you have, when the happening in play is different.
And one more scenario, I mean, like if the batsman is swinging, the ball went through and then he comes back and back hits the wicket.
This
is a situation where Marco was not even out because in the law it says the ball has already gone and it is dead by.
So in the action, this happened even with Chris Srikanth. Srikanth did the same thing back in the day, but they changed it. What they said was earlier, as soon as the ball passed, they didn't count. But now, as long as the ball is, the batsman is still in the process of taking the action, right? So the ball is coming, he's still playing the shot, and if you hit the ball, throw the bat on the stumps, it's still out. Because that's still happening, it's an action. It's not a completed situation, right? Alright?
So if I
So, good question. Yeah, the ball does not become dead. The question in the room is, so batsman played a shot, the bat got broken. He played a swing shot, bat got broken, and the piece of the bat went and fell on the stumps. He is still out. It's still as simple as the helmet falling on the stumps. Because that's part of the batsman. Bat breaking is unlucky, but there's nothing to do with it.
Exam.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Go to the next one. Oh, yeah. One last thing. This is a time calculation. Guys, real quick. This may be helpful when there's a game that is raining and you don't know how many overs you want to do it. You can do a simple calculation. So, I'm going to go through this one real quick. So, imagine this is a 20-over game, supposed to start at 10 o'clock. And you lost 1 hour of playtime for rain or delay, whatever time you're starting. Your new game is 11 o'clock. There is still a game at 2:30, it's the second game. So you have to make sure this game is done. How do you come to a good calculated numbers, right? So typically the time left for you is 2 hours 15 minutes. With 15 minutes is the extended time. You always give like 15 minutes buffer time. So then you have 135 minutes left. Our calculation is you have to finish your over in 4.25 minutes. So 135.4.25 is 31 over 76. So you round it to the highest decimal. You have 32 overs to be played by both teams, right? So that is 60, typically 32 overs. But there is a 10-minute change of innings, which typically lasts 3 hours of the play time. So now you have 29 overs divided by 2 is 14.5. You have 15 overs per side to play. That's how you calculate based on the time remaining. You can also do a calculation based on the time lost. You can simply say, I lost 1 hour of my time, which is 60 minutes, divide by 4.25, which will give you 14 hours lost in total, which is 7 hours each. Then you can go back and say 13 hours per side you can play.
But in the notebook you said do a even number.
I'm just coming to that. I'm just giving you a calculation example. There is nothing in here that prevents